This is the plaintiff, Paul Gallo. He says he's been parking his BMW in the exact same spot in the parking lot of a chain store he works for the past 4 years. And one day after work, he went to find his car and it was gone. He contacted the cops first because he thought the car had to have been stolen. 2 days later, the cops found it at the defendant's tow shop. And when he inquired about why it was towed, the defendant told him his car looked like a flood car and that it had been sitting there for weeks. Well, nothing could be further from the truth since he drives it every day. And what the defendant did was downright illegal. He's suing for $2,390.36 for the tow and the damages the defendant caused. This is the defendant, Subute Onlu. He says the plaintiff had expired temporary plates on his car, and the town will fine the owner of the lot when cars are abandoned, so he towed it. Also, he didn't cause any damage to that car, and there's something very fishy about this story, because the car is registered in Lincoln, Nebraska, and this all happened in Long Island, New York. Bottom line, this was a by-the-book tow, and he owes nothing. He's accused of banging up a Beamer. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,504 for storage, towing fees, and lost wages.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff parked his car in the same lot for 4 years. It's a BMW. It got towed and it was damaged. But the defendant says the plaintiff had expired tags and that justifies the tow. It's the case of the ultimate suing machine.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Paul Gallo.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
are suing Broadway Towing Incorporated and Al's Towing Incorporated, represented here by Mr. Onlu. What is your position with the tow companies?
I'm the manager.
You're the manager, okay. And you have their authority, the owner's authority to be here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For $2,390.36 in damages that you say happened as a result of the tow that you say was inappropriate. You have a counterclaim against him for $1,500 for storage, missed wages, and the cost of the tow that apparently wasn't paid. Tell me what happened.
Well, basically, I drove into work that day. About 45 minutes later.
Where do you work?
I work for Kohl's. And,
The department store?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So I came into work early that day. About 45 minutes later, my car was gone. I realized that at the end of the night. I reported the car stolen. I called Broadway that evening to see if they had the car. They did not. Called the police department. They filed a stolen police report. About a day or so later, detectives called me and said that they had located the vehicle. Broadway does have it. I tried to contact them.
Why wasn't that reported to the police department right away once you
It
told
was
it?
reported by under Al's Towing. I'm the second contractor of Broadway Towing.
Okay. So did you call Broadway or Al?
I called Broadway because those are the signs that are posted.
Did he tell you why they weren't able to find it 2 days earlier?
No.
He didn't say we screwed up or anything else?
There was none of that.
Okay. So anyway, you now know where your car is. What do?
I contacted Broadway. Broadway wanted compensation to release the vehicle.
Now, you work there, so you have a right to park there.
Yes, absolutely.
Did you tell them that?
Yes.
But according to you, there was something else that was wrong with the car.
There's no plates on the car.
No plates at all or expired plates? Sir, I'm talking to you. No plates at all or
The car had
expired
no
plates?
plates at all.
Is that accurate?
In-transit tags posted in the windshield. No official license plates. It's a
Okay,
brand new
but was
vehicle.
it still valid?
No.
So it was expired.
Yes.
So they had a paper plate and it was expired. Was that accurate?
No.
Well, let me see the date on your plate.
Sure.
And let me see your tow receipt. What's 010? What month is that? I have no idea what's going on there.
That's the tag as the dealer sent it to me.
But 0100 is what month? I don't know what that means. Do you?
That's the. Well, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
My research, he received the car September 1st, 2012.
Okay.
If you buy a car from out of state, you got 1 month temporary registration sticker or tag.
Okay. So maybe this means October 1st, 2012? That would kind of make sense. What day did you tow it?
November 25th.
Oh, that's way past the tag.
Yeah.
So why do you believe it wasn't expired?
The dealer explained to me I have to the end of the year to register it in New York, and it would still be valid.
You're a thinking human being, right? Because Kohl's wouldn't hire you otherwise if you didn't have connected brain cells. It says right here expires. So why would you think that this was still valid? And that's important because they have a contract with the establishment that there's any cars that aren't supposed to be there, tow them. One type of car that's not supposed to be there is a car without plates or with plates that aren't valid. This is a car with plates that aren't valid. I don't know how you could think that they're valid at that point. Why didn't you just get good plates on your car?
So I contacted the dealer. He said it was good to the end of the year. I didn't have the title.
Did you mention to him that that's not what the paper tag he gave says?
Yes, Your Honor. So
Okay.
I didn't have the title. I just received title. I was able to register the car in New York.
All right. So the car gets towed, and then for some reason you release the car without him paying for the tow because you found out he worked there?
No, the property owner called up, Mr. Sorrento,
Right.
and asked us to give us a favor and release the car for free. So we
Okay.
released the car for free.
Wow, I've never seen that happen with a tow company. All right, so he came and picked up the car, and he still didn't even have a title.
The vehicle was not released to me. It's leased through BMW. I had to contact BMW, and they towed it to a dealership.
Oh, it's leased through BMW. So
Yes, ma'am.
BMW has a title?
BMW had the title.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
that's why you guys took it to BMW. All
I
right.
also faxed all the paperwork.
All right, so you take it to BMW, and then you discover, according to you, that they've damaged it during the tow. And tell me what you mean by that.
So is it fair to tow somebody when they have expired tags in a parking lot?
I think it's not about fair, it's about it being the law.
So tough luck.
Yeah.
Tough luck?
Yeah, it shouldn't have been there for 4 years in the first
No, it
place.
wasn't there for 4 years. He parked it there for 4 years, going inside the courtroom.
So the rear bumper has 2 scratch marks. Like if another car tapped it, the license plate would fit where the damage is. BMW provided me an estimate for repair.
Okay. Can I see a picture of the damage that you're talking about?
I do not have one. I have an
How are you going
estimate.
to prove your case, my dear, without a picture of the damage you're talking about, so I can see what you're talking about? You want almost $2,500 for damage, and you don't bring me a picture of the damage? How are you going to?
I have an estimate from BMW.
Okay,
for
let
the
me see
damage.
the estimate from BMW. Okay, let's go over what you're suing for. You're suing for this repair estimate of $559.42, repair to the rear bumper. You're suing for $162.94 for what?
I was charged to fully inspect the vehicle.
Now, you're referring to this charge for, as per customer request, looked over vehicle after impound tow. Everything looks okay at this time. Full scan and looked over car, all working normal.
That's for mechanicals, yes, Your Honor. It's an all-wheel drive car, so if it was towed improperly, there could have been damage to the drivetrain.
Okay. So you want this reimbursed even though nothing was wrong with it mechanically?
Correct, but if the car wasn't towed, I wouldn't have to pay.
Okay. So then there's damage to the body. And the damage to the body is what you don't have a picture of. And how do I know what we're talking about when you don't bring me a picture?
I thought the explanation from BMW would suffice.
Okay. And then how did a case where you would have to pay $559.42 for damages become a case where you are asking for $2,390.36 in damages? How did that happen? You have loss of use of the vehicle, $281. How
Correct.
did you figure that one out?
I took the lease payment and I divided it by the days I was without the vehicle and insurance.
Then there's personal time lost, $962.
Correct. So
How did you come up with $962 for your personal time lost?
I took my salary and divided it by the hours I took to retrieve the vehicle.
According to you, he kept changing his mind about where he wanted it towed to?
Yes, Your Honor.
You do understand that I am not buying this defense when you have a paper tag that is expired by a month. It was not an illegitimate tow. You can't have that. And the reason why is because the owner of the property hires them because they can end up getting a ticket, correct? If there are cars without plates or cars with expired plates on their lot. Is that correct?
By the town.
By the town. All right. So what is your counterclaim about?
Well, I mean, the money we didn't charge him.
Right?
I'm a tow company. I mean,
Right.
I brought on some tools with me from BMW, Jaguar, and other stuff. I want to show it to you how we hook up cars on
Okay.
the flatbed.
Go ahead.
If you want to see it.
Okay.
Those hooks, they go on the front bumper or rear bumper.
All right.
Now, when you hook up the car, all the BMWs and Porsche Panameras, all the Porsche Cayennes, whatever, they all have one. Now, I took a couple of pictures last night. Did a little demonstration on the BMW we hooked up.
Why is a BMW special?
Well, because we have a contract with them.
Right. Okay.
The day we took Mr. Gallo's car, we took 15 cars from the same lot. But the
Right.
reason we took the car, this were the cars left over from Hurricane Sandy with no plates. and he was one of them. Companies, do you know what they were doing? They were just dumping the cars in Kohl's parking lot, using it as a storage.
Right.
So-
no, I understand. I mean, clearly that's not what he was doing. What he was doing
No,
was
I
working at
understand.
Kohl's.
No, I didn't know.
But we're done. Just listen up, everybody. You towed the car to BMW.
Yes.
So when you guys got sued, you went to BMW and said, let me see the paperwork.
Yes.
You have a piece of paper that you're presenting to me saying that they checked it out mechanically and there was nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
You also then saw the piece of paper that said there's damage to the rear bumper.
No.
Okay. There is a piece of paper that they issued the same day, an estimate for damage to the rear bumper. Okay. Body damage, not mechanical damage, but body damage for $559. So apparently there is some damage to the bumper. It is your job as the plaintiff in this case to prove to me that whatever damage to the bumper happened during the tow. Let's say that it's possible that that would happen. You know what else is also possible? That in the month you were driving the car, that you, parallel parking or something, you backed into something. I have no idea. I have no pictures of the damage that you're saying. You have a piece of paper from BMW saying there's no damage as a result of the tow. That doesn't help you. How are you going to prove that a scratch on your bumper that you won't bring me a picture of is a result of the tow? I'll give you the answer. I'll let you out of your misery. You can't. Okay? Now, on your counterclaim against him, where you're asking for thousands of dollars for your time wasted for 3 people at $350 a person, and then you want 6 days storage and the cost of the tow, when at the end of the day, you guys agreed to return the car. So now you're just angry you're being sued, so now you're going to backpedal on something you agreed to, and that does not a contract make. If you released him from the obligation of paying for the tow, then that's what you did. So on your counterclaim against him, 0, and on his claim against you, also 0, because I don't believe you can prove your case.
All right, so the plaintiff just unable to prove your claim that the damage was caused by them.
Correct.
Why no pictures? Why no nothing, evidence, and so on?
I thought the statement from BMW would have sufficed. I guess pictures would have definitely helped my case.
And the expired tags?
The dealer told me they were valid, so I guess I should have delved into that a little bit deeper, but in my mind, they were valid.
You still parking there?
Yes, sir.
All right. You head right down this way, and that wraps it up for you. And let's see what brings his box out here. All right, come on in here next to me here. What's your feeling on the outcome here? The tow guy.
I'm very happy. I'm satisfied.
The tow
Because
guy.
we didn't damage his car.
He seems like a nice guy, but nobody likes tow guys. Why does nobody like? Why
They
doesn't
always say that.
Right?
But the thing is that this never happened. We never damaged the car. Trust me, we're very careful with this car.
All right, I like this tow guy. Harvey?
There is no way you can win a damage case like this without bringing in pictures. If you don't bring in pictures, certainly have the ability to, you are out of luck.